Okay, we are live. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome back to another live Hindu analysis session. Today is a new week. Today is Monday. Today is 18th of November. We are just 12 days away from the CLAT exam. The momentum is building up, and I hope everyone is preparing accordingly. How many of you are here with us today on the stream? Can I have some responses in the chat box, please? Mishika is here. Good afternoon. Who else is here? Let's look at some responses. Meanwhile, I'll present my screen as well. Okay, let's wait for a few more people to join the stream. Tarishka is here. Good afternoon. Who else is here on the stream? Diksha is here. Good afternoon. Villain plays. Good afternoon. Okay, we have quite a low turnout today, which was anticipated. क्योंकि पीपल आर स्टार्टिंग टू वंडर कि क्या अब न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ने की ज़रूरत है भी या नहीं है. तो addressing that particular question, I have something in mind for you guys. I'll let you know very soon. Let more people join the class. Pratna is here, Anvika is here, Deeptakshi is here. All right, very very good afternoon to all of you. Ananya is here. ठीक है, चलो, let's begin our discussion for the day. Let's look at what all is on the cards for today. As we mentioned, today is 18th November. We are just few days away from CLAT, less than 2 weeks away for CLAT. The admit cards are out. I hope all of you have checked out where your center is. I hope all of you have read your instructions and you are gearing up for the D-Day. चलो, आज का एजेंडा देखते हैं. आज के एजेंडा में तीन चार ही एनालिसिस रिलेटेड न्यूज पीसेस हैं एंड वो भी छोटे छोटे ही हैं. There's no piece which is requiring an in-depth analysis because most of them have been covered already. For example, the diabetes one we have discussed before. The new justice symbol we have discussed before. So two of them are sort of repeated. Two of them are new. We'll look at them, and both of them are mostly one-liner based current affairs or one-liner based topics. So not a lengthy analysis today is going to be. Then I have some interesting announcements for you. Two are on your screen. One announcement is a surprise announcement, which I'll reveal in a few more minutes. When more people join the stream, then of course we'll be doing our vocabulary as usual, as planned. So yeah, these are the agendas for the day. If you guys are ready to start today's analysis, we'll go towards the overview of today's newspaper and see if there is anything else which is important for us today. Just quickly give me a ready in the chat box and then we'll start. Itakshi is saying, can we have a whole January to November revision mentee? Okay, that can be thought of. Riti is saying, are we allowed to wear a hoodie to the exam hall? It will be cold. Yes, most likely you would be allowed. The worst they could do is they would be frisking you. They would be checking you if you are not carrying any, chits and all of those things. But I think hoodie should be fine. It's understandable. It's December. Obviously, you're not expected to wear t-shirts or cotton clothes. So that should not be an issue. I'll also be taking the exam and I'll also be most likely wearing a hoodie. So we are in the same boat. But okay, let's begin today's analysis session by going towards the newspaper. All right, this is the Hindu newspaper for the day. Today is 18th November, Monday. Let's begin. More bodies found. Army deployed in Imphal. So Imphal, the capital of Manipur. Situation is tense. Situation is escalating. AFSPA has been applied. We recently saw, and we have been following this controversy for quite a while now. The Kuki and Methi tribes. There is a good likelihood that a question might come from this particular topic because it has stayed in news all around the year. So make sure that you know everything about violence in Manipur, the background, the context, all of those things. Then on the right hand side, we have India and Nigeria will join hands to tackle terrorism, piracy, drug trafficking, says PM, who is on a visit to the country of Nigeria. Nigeria is in Africa. The capital is Abuja. You can see PM Modi, their president Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and our external affairs minister, Mr. Jaishankar, in the picture. And this pact is important for us because Nigeria is an important country, first of all, in the African Union. Secondly, African Union recently became a part of the G20 group. And thirdly, because PM Modi would now, after this particular visit, in fact, he has already gone to Brazil to attend the G20 summit, which would have key insights for us. We'll be following that news closely. We'll also be following what are the results and outcomes of the currently ongoing Conference of Parties 29, COP29, which is happening in Baku, Azerbaijan. So these are the two key global events we'll be looking forward to in the next 2-3 days. There might be news articles, there might be editorials, and we'll be doing them. The COP29 related ones and the G20 related ones. So let's take a look at that. Apart from that, I'll tell you a little bit of details about award which has been honored to given to our Prime Minister Modi by Nigeria. If you guys remembered it, if you guys have read it, please let me know in the chat box what is the name of the award, and also who was the first person, first foreign person to receive that particular award. Please tell me in the chat box. Let's see how many of you are preparing and gearing up. Then we have Delhi Minister resigns, not important. This we'll look at. This is a factual one-liner based news. India conducts historic flight test of hypersonic missile with a range of 1500 kilometers. COP29 discussions flagging as in no progress is being made, which is also written no progress made on issues critical to developing countries. This is India's stance. Basically, this is a statement which is given by India's deputy leader in that particular conference. His name is Nilesh Shah. But yeah, we'll see what are the final outcomes of the summit in a couple of days. I think it's concluding on 22nd November. So things might start getting consolidated in the next couple of days, and we'll look at that. Then this is city-based news, not important. Delhi schools go online, no entry for trucks. Air pollution is actually pretty bad. I can feel it in my throat, in my nose, in my lungs, in my body. The pollution is pathetic these days. Severe air quality index is saying that it's severe quality from the past few days. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what would happen. हाँ, 2-3 साल तो कम हो गए मुझे लग रहा है मेरे जीवन के. Anyway, EC asks Jharkhand BJP to remove divisive video and explain poll. This is not important. The state-based, politics-based news, you can just very quickly skip it. 2 cheers for the top court's bulldozer judgment. Now, this is an article by Advocate Gautam Bhatia. He's a well-renowned lawyer, mostly writes on IPR-related issues and other subjects as well. Consti-related issues. He's famous for his constitutional law opinions. But yeah, as we have discussed bulldozer judgment and bulldozer justice way too many times now, I think more than 4 or 5 times, I would be completely skipping this particular article. This again explains why the court has taken this particular judgment, what are the implications of the judgment, the reasons behind the judgment, and what would be the way forward. If you are interested in his perspective on it, please you can have a read at it. But I would suggest that we have covered the crux of it, and there's nothing factual which is being added by this particular editorial, so we can probably skip it as well. Then there is an editorial which talks about 2030 target for diabetes set by WHO, which is 2030, India's target. And there are some stats related to it. We have causes for diabetes. We have numbers as to how many people are diabetic in India, and what are the leading causes of the increasing pandemic, which is increasing epidemic, which is diabetes. We'll look at what is diabetes, how it occurs, all of those things when we do our analysis session. Then this is another article, editorial article, The New Justicia and Reimagining Justice. This is in context with the recent makeover of the symbol of justice, the Lady Justice. What is the makeover? What are the changes? Can you guys tell me a few changes which happened to the symbol of Lady Justice? You guys remember that news? We discussed it in detail. It was in the final few days of the CGI DIC. He took this particular step. Then there is an article on Netanyahu and his responsibility. We can skip that. A devastating blow to global climate effort. This is again related to COP29 and how the proposals as of now are not taking any progress, but there is still a ray of hope as still few days are left, and we'll see how US negotiators operate with respect to climate change and how they set the future goals and agendas now that Trump is into power. Okay, so let's move on. Rural Vidarbha is not important for us. This is a one-liner. इसको देख लो एक बार. Asia's longest rail cum road bridge on the Godavari. This is 9594 feet long bridge and has been constructed by spending 10.5 crores. This is in Rajamundry. Okay, this would connect Madras Howrah trunk route. One-liner है, very low probability, but still, like, make a note of it. What is Germany headed for snap? Why is Germany headed for snap polls? So, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is under scrutiny. His government is being challenged for a no confidence vote, and we'll see what happens, whether he's able to sustain the government or not. Whatever happens, we'll have a look at that. Why were the Kerala IAS officers suspended? This is not important for you. Why is a UK consumer protection gap going after app? This is also not important for you. Anything else which we have today? I don't think so. Mostly state-based news, election-based news. Yeah. This is an article which you can probably give a read. Center aims to make Andaman and Nicobar Islands a tuna export hub. Tuna is a variety of fish. It's a species of fish, and it is very widely consumed over the world. And Indian Ocean region, it's the second largest, producer, or you could say the source of the tuna fish. And the global tuna market की अगर आप बात करो, that is $41.94 billion, which the article mentions. And they want Andaman and Nicobar to take a lead in this particular market share and capture this particular market by making it an export hub. That is what the article is all about. इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं है उसमें. Credit card is not important for you. Nothing here. This is a one liner which is important. A one liner इस टाइप के कभी कभी आ जाते हैं एलिट या स्लैट टाइप के एग्जाम्स में. Denmark's Victoria Jer Thielvig, however she pronounces her name, is crowned Miss Universe 2024. इंडिया की रिप्रेजेंटेशन कर रही थी रिया सिंघा, who was in top 30. बट हाँ, आपको ये विनर याद रखना है. विक्टोरिया नाम याद रख लो, बस उतना काफी है. विक्टोरिया फ्रॉम डेनमार्क, एंड दिस इज significant because this is the first time someone from Denmark has achieved this honor. What honor? Miss Universe title. Okay, she's a 21-year-old dancer, entrepreneur, and animal rights activist. She has beaten 120 contestants in the beauty pageant to win it. Okay, so remember Denmark's Victoria, Miss Universe. That's all. US support for Taiwan is a red line in ties, Xi Jinping tells Biden. तो यूएस ने अभी सपोर्ट एक्सप्रेस किया है फॉर ताइवान, एंड वी ऑल नो दैट द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन ताइवान एंड चाइना हैज बीन स्ट्रेन्ड फॉर क्वाइट अ व्हाइल because of South China Sea and because of sovereignty issues. Does India recognize Taiwan as a sovereign country? Yes or no? Can you guys quickly give me a yes or no in the chat box? Does India recognize Taiwan as a sovereign country? Israel strikes northern Gaza, killing 30, including children. This is the continuing war. Then this is the other continuing war, Russia-Ukraine. Then Mohammad Yunus is saying Bangladesh will seek extradition of Hasina from India. Let's see if extradition happens or not. Then do we have anything in sports? India has gone into the semi-finals of the Asian Champions Trophy. They have defeated Japan. Rohit would be missing the first test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Bumrah would be leading it. Carlson storms to victory in the Blitz category. Okay. Tata Steel Chess India Blitz tournament is what we are talking about here. Then what do we have? Rahul steers Goa Aces to IRL Championship. Not that important for us. Yeah, nothing else. That's all we have. This is an article about Tilak Verma, not important. New infections among bees, not important. Okay, yeah. That's all about today's newspaper overview. Let's look at the 3, 4 topics which we have in a little bit of more depth. Let's circle back to our presentation. Till then, I'll also read your responses from the chat box. Hmm. Yes. Yes. Yes, आप आंसर दे रहे हो ताइवान एज अ सॉवरेन कंट्री नहीं भाई इंडिया डज नॉट recognize ताइवान as a sovereign country. Wrong answer. No, the right answer is no. India does not recognize Taiwan as a sovereign country. It recognizes Taiwan as a part of China but having like special autonomy or something of that sorts. हम ताइवान को as a country recognize नहीं करते. ठीक है, तो wrong answer. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Blindfolds taken off, constitution instead of sword and sari. The statute has been Indianized. She's holding a constitution. Absolutely correct. No longer blindfolded. Attire changed to sari to remove colonial practices. Does it really matter? Is saying how can you give CLAT? Does it not have an attempt restriction? Fortunately, not. As of now, there's no attempt restriction or age limit on the CLAT exam. So I would be giving it. Many other mentors of yours would also be giving it from Career Launcher. Amitendra sir would also be giving it. So we'll be presenting you an analysis on the same day itself as soon as possible. So stay tuned for that as well. Anshika is saying she's holding the consti. Absolutely correct. Correct responses, all of you. Queen Elizabeth got it first, the Grand Commander Order of Niger Award. Absolutely right, in 1969. And now PM Modi has become the second foreigner to receive that particular award. It is the second highest award which is given by Nigeria. Their civilian award, जिसको हम कहते हैं. All right, so that's about the responses. Now, important announcement before we proceed to the analysis. First important announcement is today is last lap to reading comprehension taken by Savitri ma'am at 8 p.m. She would be talking about what should be your strategy for approaching reading comprehension passages in the CLAT exam. Make sure you don't miss it. It's gonna be a 1 hour special session. So make sure you tune into the channel at 8 p.m. today. The second special thing, super special thing, is we are conducting a special doubt session for all of you where you would be having 4 different faculties who would be answering all your questions related to preparation, related to last day strategy, related to exam day strategy, related to how you should keep your calm and composure in the last few days, what should be your go-to approach with respect to balancing ALET and SLAT and other law entrance exams, what should be your approach with respect to your strategy on the D-Day, with respect to your order of attempt, with respect to your number of attempts, with respect to your accuracy, whatever doubts you have with respect to what type of pen you should take, with respect to what all things to carry to the center, all your doubts would be answered in this particular special doubt session, which is happening tentatively as per schedule on Wednesday at 8 p.m. I would be also present in that session. Siddharth sir would be there. Rahul Reddy sir, who got AIR1, would be there. And I think Prasanth sir would also be there. So make sure you don't miss that session. It's going to be very valuable. You can get all your doubts answered in that particular special doubt session. It's exclusively for doubts. ठीक है? किसी भी subject के doubts, किसी भी topic के doubts, किसी भी strategy related doubts, all of them are going to be answered in that session on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Make sure you set that reminders in your calendars and to-do list. ठीक है? अच्छा, एक और जो चीज मुझे आप लोगों से डिस्कस करनी है ना, दिस इज मोर ऑफ अ पर्सनल कॉन्वर्सेशन बिटवीन यू गाइज एंड मी, not just the people who are watching it live, but also the lovely people who watch it after the live stream ends. Guys, tell me, as we all know that we are approaching towards CLAT, we have just like hardly 10, 11, 12 days left. We all understand that newspaper takes time, and probably it's not the most highest ROI activity to read the entire newspaper to do an analysis. So what I'm planning is a revamp to our approach, because I am also seeing a drop in viewer turnout and views. So what I am planning as of now, this is just a floating thought. You guys tell me if we should do this or not. What I'm planning is that we do a very quick 10 to 15 minute analysis of the daily newspaper. Moving forward, this is from Wednesday. कल तो हमारा मेंटी क्विज होगा, but from Wednesday we do a daily 10-15 minute newspaper analysis, and उसके बाद what I can do is I'll pick up 3 to 5 editorials, the important editorials which we have covered in the past 4 to 5 months, and I can pick up those 3 to 5 editorials and I can bring you questions, like whatever questions can be framed based on these 3 5 editorials. For example, editorials on Russia Ukraine, editorials on Gaza Hamas, editorials on the Olympics, such important topics, high probability topics. I can pick up editorials on them. So there might also be a chance, there might be a possibility कि उन editorial में से कोई direct उठ के आ जाए exam में. So I'll try to pick up those high probability articles either from the Indian Express or the Hindu or both of them, or whichever articles I find interesting. And I can bring questions or facts or tidbits from these particular editorials. So that is the approach I'm planning to take. You guys tell me if you are in favor of this approach, or should we just stick to our regular Hindu analysis? If you are in favor of this particular approach, you can give me a yes. If not, you can give me a no in the chat box. I want responses from all 18 20 people who are watching it live, and I also want responses from all the people who are going to watch it after the stream has ended in the comment section. आप लोग का जो है response मेरे लिए equally valuable है. सो प्लीज मुझे कमेंट करके भी बताना, जो लोग इसको बाद में देख रहे हैं, कि क्या हमें ये करना चाहिए रिवैम्प, यस और नो. डेली न्यूज़पेपर एनालिसिस तो रहेगा उसमें 10-15 मिनट का. आई गिव यू द डेली न्यूज़पेपर एनालिसिस ऑफ कोर्स. Along with that, I'm saying the revision of previous editorials. Yes, perfect. Chalo, बढ़िया है. If all of us are on board with that idea, I'll put that into implementation and execution from Wednesday. ठीक है. अब इसमें, because I am gonna put in a lot of hard work and effort, I need something from your end as well. I would want this to be a fair transaction, something or something. थोड़ा सा better system हम करेंगे. What I want from you guys in exchange of this deal is that you would be sharing all those analyses with at least 2 to 3 of your friends, liking all of those analyses, so that I also receive a positive feedback. I also get encouragement from you in terms of engagement. So can we do that? Is that a deal? Are you guys willing to like all those videos and subscribe to the channel from all your accounts which you access on YT, and share those videos to 3 4 friends of yours, all of those videos? I really need a push at this time. Deal done. डील है कि नहीं? डील और नो डील? जल्दी से बताओ. डील और नो डील गाइस? टेल मी इन द चैट बॉक्स. देखो, डील ऑनर करनी पड़ेगी, ठीक है. डील में दगाबाजी करी आपने तो फिर मैं रोक दूंगा वो वाला एनालिसिस. फिर मैं नेक्स्ट ईयर वाले बच्चों के लिए रेगुलर एनालिसिस ही चलेगा. इज इट अ डील? यस और नो? मेरा नेट स्लो है, या मुझे रिस्पॉन्सेस आ नहीं रहे, या आप रिस्पॉन्सेस दे नहीं रहे? क्या है? I can't see responses in the chat box. Guys, is this a deal? Yes or no? Okay. अचानक से आ गए 10-12 रिस्पॉन्स. ठीक है, चलो, डील इज डन. आई होप यू ऑल आर मेन एंड women ऑफ योर वर्ड एंड यू स्टिक ट्रू टू देम. ठीक है, चलो, बढ़िया है. विद दैट बीइंग एस्टैब्लिश्ड, लेट्स कम बैक टू आवर एनालिसिस ऑफ टुडेज सेशन. वेडनेसडे से हम प्रीवियस एडिटोरियल्स एंड इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस करेंगे उन पे. सबसे पहला जो है हमारा आर्टिकल एंड टॉपिक फॉर द डे इज इंडिया एंड नाइजीरिया जॉइनिंग हैंड्स टू टैकल टेररिज्म. अब इसमें हेडलाइन इज सफिशिएंट, मुझे इसमें और एक्सप्लेन करने की जरूरत नहीं है. इसमें जो फैक्चुअल चीज थी वो मैंने आपसे चैट बॉक्स में पूछ ली. नाइजीरिया हुज कैपिटल इज अबूजा, वहां पे पीएम मोदी गए थे विजिट के लिए, एंड वहां पे उनको अवार्ड किया गया ग्रैंड कमांडर ऑफ द ऑर्डर ऑफ नाइजर अवार्ड, विच इज द सेकंड हाईएस्ट नेशनल अवार्ड ऑफ नाइजीरिया. नाइजीरिया इज ऑन द वेस्ट कोस्ट ऑफ अफ्रीका. नियर बाय कंट्रीज आप एक बार देख लेना, नाइजर वगैरह के आसपास है. एंड सबसे पहले दिया गया था क्वीन एलिजाबेथ को इन द ईयर 1969. एंड अभी तक कितने अवार्ड्स इस टाइप के इंटरनेशनल अवार्ड्स मिल चुके हैं फ्रॉम अदर कंट्रीज टू आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर? So that number is 17. This article says that he has been awarded 17 awards till date, which is an achievement in itself. So yeah, we'll be remembering the name of this particular award and name of Queen Elizabeth, 1969. Okay, that's all about this particular news bit. There's nothing more with respect to that. Okay, battery is running low, but I think we can go forward. मेरी बैटरी चार्ज है, लैपटॉप की लो है, काम चल जाएगा हमारा. चलो आगे चलते हैं. Next is India conducting a historic flight test of hypersonic missile with a range of 1500 kilometers. So I checked multiple resources. The name of the missile has not been revealed as of now. It is a hypersonic missile. Hypersonic का मतलब क्या होता है? Hypersonic मतलब होता है faster than the speed of sound. स्पीड ऑफ साउंड को हम यूजुअली मैक से डिनोट करते हैं. वन मैक इज इक्वल टू द स्पीड ऑफ साउंड, द स्पीड एट विच साउंड ट्रेवल्स फ्रॉम वन पॉइंट टू अनदर पॉइंट. इस पर्टिकुलर मिसाइल की स्पीड होने वाली है मैक 5, which means 5 times the speed of sound. I think air में speed of sound is 330 meter per second, if I remember it correctly from my school days. Can you guys confirm? Is it 330 meter per second? Am I right? 330 होती है ना. I think it is 330 meter per second. But एक बार check कर लेना. I think it is that. Mach 5 is the speed of this particular missile, which is a hypersonic missile. The range is quite huge. It is 1500 kilometers, which is a new record for a long range hypersonic missile for India. इसको develop किया है DRDO ने, as usual. DRDO can be your very safe bet in case of questions related to who has developed this particular missile or tank or whatever. In 95% of the cases, it is DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization. इसमें और क्या पता होना चाहिए आपको? It was tested from Odisha, ये पता होना चाहिए. It is a hypersonic missile, successful test हो गई, ये पता होना चाहिए. हाँ, बस इतना ही है. और तो इसमें मिसाइल के बारे में और क्या ही है, और इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल है. It was tested from Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Island off the coast of Odisha. ठीक है. और अगर इसमें इंफॉर्मेशन आएगी, I'll supplement that and tell it to you. But अभी के लिए we just have that information from our defense minister and defense ministry and DRDO. All right, let's move on to the next article. Now this is थोड़ा सा I would say editorial based and understanding based article related to diabetes and India's WHO target for diabetes, which is the year 2030. तो diabetes क्या होता है? Diabetes is essentially a disease, a very deadly disease and very prevalent one in India. Unfortunately, there are more than 200 million cases of diabetes in India. 202 million this article mentions, which is a lot. That means 200 million कितना हो गया यार? 10 मिलियन होता है 1 करोड़, 20 मिलियन हो गया 2 करोड़, 20 करोड़ लोग affected हैं diabetes. That is a lot. So diabetes is a disease which occurs in your body when your body cannot make insulin or it cannot absorb insulin. Insulin is a hormone which is released in your body in order to regulate your blood sugar levels, है ना, blood glucose levels. So जब blood glucose levels regulate नहीं हो पाते because of lack of insulin or lack of absorption of insulin in the body, तब आपको हो जाता है डायबिटीज. एंड इसकी वजह से आपको बहुत सारे एसोसिएटेड डिजीजेस, ऑर्गन्स बहुत सारे आपके इफेक्ट हो जाते हैं. हार्ट इफेक्ट होता है, लिवर इफेक्ट होता है, किडनीज इफेक्ट होती है, लंग्स इफेक्ट होते हैं. सो इट नॉट जस्ट टारगेट्स वन एस्पेक्ट और वन एरिया और वन ऑर्गन ऑफ योर बॉडी, बट मल्टीपल. It also increases the risk of heart attack by multiple times. ये आर्टिकल क्या मेंशन करता है? ये आर्टिकल calls it a slow poison, a slow death, because firstly it affects multiple organs. Secondly, this is more of a lifestyle disease. मतलब दो टाइप के डायबिटीज होते हैं, टाइप 1 and टाइप 2. One of them is caused through hereditary reasons, but the other one is mostly lifestyle related, and वो ज़्यादा prevalent है इंडिया में, क्योंकि recent current lifestyles जो इंडियंस की हैं, which is very bare minimum physical exercise, consumption of a lot of junk food, high sugar foods, processed foods, and of course this article mentions that smoking is a very big contributor to increase in cases of diabetes, smoking as well as consumption of alcohol. The article says that smoking and tobacco intake increases the chance of diabetes by 30 to 40%. So that's quite a lot. So what does that tell you? कि समझदारी फूफू करने में नहीं है, जैसा अक्षय कुमार भाई साहब हमारे कहते आए हैं. सो या मॉरल साइंस लेक्चर नहीं बनाना चाहता मैं इसको, बट हाँ ठीक है. जो निकोटीन होता है इन अ सिगरेट और विच एवर थिंग यू स्मोक, विच एवर थिंग पीपल स्मोक, नॉट यू गाइज, इट ऑल्सो अफेक्ट्स योर इंसुलिन प्रोडक्शन. ठीक है, कुछ स्टैट्स दिए हैं इसमें कि 1990 में देयर वर 200 मिलियन केसेस ग्लोबली. अब देर आर 800 मिलियन केसेस 2022 में ग्लोबली. पहले सिर्फ 7% लोगों को डायबिटीज था. एज अ परसेंटेज 14% लोगों को डायबिटीज है. एंड इंडिया इज द लीडर इन द नंबर ऑफ डायबिटीज केसेस विद 202 मिलियन केसेस. एंड उसमें भी सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लमैटिक बात ये है कि 133 मिलियन आउट ऑफ दीज 202 मिलियन केसेस आर अनडायग्नोज्ड एंड अनटेस्टेड, यानी कि उन लोगों को पता भी नहीं है कि उनको डायबिटीज है. सो लैक ऑफ अवेयरनेस विद रिगार्ड्स टू टेस्टिंग इज अनदर प्रॉब्लम विच इज प्लेगिंग इंडिया. एंड उस वजह से ये जो हमारा 2030 का एलिमिनेशन का गोल है, दिस बिकम्स प्रॉब्लमैटिक इन नेचर. ठीक है. So that is all we had to do about this particular article and its analysis. Let's move on to the next article and let's see what it's telling us about. The next one is about the Justicia lady, the new Justice lady, the new form of the Justice lady, which we have already discussed. Most of you answered it absolutely correctly and accurately about the new changes which have been implemented. Now, the historical context is related to Roman mythology, Greek mythology, and Lady Justice was introduced somewhere in the 14th-15th century. And बाद में फिर उसका जो meaning था वो उसको blindfold कर दिया गया. पहले she was not blindfolded. Then blindfold was introduced when there were huge what do you call cases of exploitation and violation of justice, where the state was colluding with the judiciary and they were getting biased. So to mock that particular time period, the justice lady was blindfolded, denoting that it cannot see the right thing. बट देन फिर उसका मीनिंग जो है इन 1500s चेंज किया गया फ्रॉम अ नेगेटिव कॉनोटेशन टू अ पॉजिटिव कॉनोटेशन. फिर बोला गया कि ब्लाइंड फोल्ड का मतलब है शी डज नॉट फेवर एनीवन, शी डज नॉट सी कि कौन अमीर है, कौन गरीब है, कौन पावरफुल है, कौन लेस पावरफुल है. एंड देन दैट इज द कॉनोटेशन विच वी हैड बीन फॉलोइंग सिंस 1500s. बट रिसेंटली जो है हमने फिर से ब्लाइंड फोल्ड हटा दिए ये बोल के कि जस्टिस लेडी को सब दिखता है, जस्टिस लेडी इज इम्पार्शियल, शी कैन सी एवरीथिंग, शी डज नॉट uphold injustice or exploitation, she is impartial. And हमने replace कर दिया है उसको weighing scale को with a constitution in hand, and हमने उनको पहना दी है साड़ी which is more in line with Indian tradition. अब ये आर्टिकल क्या मेंशन कर रहा है? ये आर्टिकल यही सारी चीजें पहले तो चेंजेस मेंशन करता है, फिर उसके बाद बताता है कि क्या ये मेक ओवर कर देने से जो हमारे कोर जुडिशरी के इश्यूज हैं, जो लीगल सिस्टम के इश्यूज हैं, क्या वो रिजॉल्व होते हैं? वो नहीं होते. सो दिस आर्टिकल हाईलाइट्स those issues which we have discussed time and again, which is pendency of cases, lack of number of judges. Then recently हमने एक article पढ़ा था in which Draupadi Murmu was calling Indian courts as black courts because people fear going to courts, because people fear lawyers, people fear judges, people don't have hope in the justice system essentially. So people don't want to engage in litigation in India. So those are some core issues which you need to work at instead of just giving a makeover to the symbol of justice. So we need to reimagine justice in more practical and more realistic terms rather than just doing a formal makeover. That is what the article is all about. They give you historical context, then they give you current context, then they give you the way forward. You can read this article. It's an interesting read, also written by a lawyer. And yeah, that's pretty much about today's analysis session. We'll quickly move over to our vocabulary. We'll do the new 3 words for the day, and then we'll wrap up. The first new word is ineffable. Ineffable simply means beyond the power to describe. Incredible, indescribable, unspeakable. That is something which is ineffable. So the beauty of a sunset is ineffable. So basically an adjective to praise something which cannot be described in words, beyond the power of description. So you can use it with your beloved partners. But yeah, jokes aside, antonyms are expressible, imaginable, thinkable, and synonyms I already told you. That is ineffable for you. The next word is axiomatic. Axiomatic means not needing proof in order to be accepted. This comes from the word axiom, which means something which is being followed as true, as a tradition from time immemorial. जिसको हम एक तरीके से कहावत भी कहते हैं हिंदी में, जिसको हम एक तरीके से पत्थर की लकीर भी कहते हैं या विजडम भी कहते हैं, ओल्ड एज विजडम. तो वही चीज है एक्सियम, उसी को कहते हैं, उसी से बना है एडजेक्टिव एक्सियोमैटिक. समथिंग व्हिच डज नॉट नीड प्रूफ इन ऑर्डर टू बी एक्सेप्टेड. Synonyms are obvious, evident, unmistakable. It's axiomatic that the instinct for self-preservation is universal throughout the animal kingdom. Okay. Then we have the third word, which is breviary. Breviary simply means a summary, a brief, or an outline, a short statement of the main points. Okay. Antonyms would, of course, be expansion, enlargement, and amplification. A speech that could serve as a breviary for impeachment. This is the sentence. So, breviary means essentially a summary, a short statement of the main issues, the main points, the main arguments. Axiomatic means something which does not need proof. It is true in itself, it is obvious and evident. And ineffable means something which cannot be described, it's beyond the power to describe. So these are the three words for the day which bring us to the end of today's Hindu analysis session. I hope it was a productive one. I'll once again remind you today is at 8 p.m. Last lap to English by Savitri ma'am. And on Wednesday, the grand doubt session, which is going to be again at 8 p.m. And tomorrow we'll have our Menti quiz from the past 4 or 5 months. We'll have questions. So be ready for that. The questions are not going to be easy tomorrow. I'll be setting a little tougher questions tomorrow. So be prepared, come prepared. I'll see you again at 3 p.m. tomorrow in the Menti quiz. Till then, take care, keep learning, keep preparing. Bye bye. Signing off, guys.